A patient dies and the physician assistant who treated her is charged with malpractice. So what's the actual doctor's role in all of this? Contact 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears looks at whether state law is too lax, potentially leaving patients in harm's way.
It's a little too soon in life to lose your mom.
Yes, it's been very hard. To me, I've been more in shock.
Amber Pierce lost her mother in April 2016. At 62 years old, Leanne Casper died from an overdose of opiates and Xanax prescribed by physician assistant Angela Lorenzo.
Whatever my mom asked for, she gave her.
For Leanne Casper's death and questionable treatment of other patients, the State Board of Medical Examiners suspended Lorenzo's license and charged her with multiple counts of malpractice and deceptive conduct. Carmen Jones was Lorenzo's most recent supervising physician.
What did you know about her past issues?
I didn't know much.
Did you look her up? Did you even Google her to find out?
I did, and we had talked. And my understanding was that they were over and done.
A pediatrician for 26 years, Dr. Jones sought out extra training to be able to supervise Lorenzo's modern medical practice.
Opiate prescriptions, was she writing those with or without your oversight?
State says she can do that. So yes, I would not be consulted. I don't have to be consulted.
Nevada Administrative Code says the supervising physician is responsible for all the medical activities of her physician assistant.
A number of these prescription bottles have your name on them. What did you know about Leanne Casper?
Now we have to stop.
Dr. Jones did agree to talk about Lorenzo's practice in general and the red flags it raised.
There was some disregard for the board's instructions and disregard for proper procedure, disregard for the laws and rules that she's governed by.
Jones resigned as Lorenzo's supervising physician on July 1st. She says part of the problem overall lies with lax state law.
I mean, there's some minimum requirements.
Like once-a-month visits where the doctor shall spend part of a day at the physician assistant's office to act as a consultant and monitor the quality of care. The doctor must also review and initial selected patient charts.
With the very few patients that were technically required for me to oversee, you know, that's a tough one because obviously things can go through and get missed.
Darcy Spears, 13 Action News.
Well, Dr. Jones is not currently facing any charges, but the state's investigation is ongoing. Lorenzo's license is still suspended. She did not agree to comment for this story.
A battle over progress on the east side, including possible future commercial development, came to a head today at a Clark County Commission meeting. When you ask, we investigate. Commissioners voted unanimously to move forward on possible future commercial development on some land along Charleston near Hollywood. L.K. Wagner has been leading a door-to-door campaign against changing the land use plan in Sunrise Manor. She claims it could open the door to more crime, but took issue with one commissioner who called that fear-mongering.
It's double talk is what it is, and I think she threw us under the bus.
Commissioners say this is only the first step and there is a long way to go before anything is ever built. If you have a story you want us to check out, send an email to 13investigates@ktnv.com and please be sure to include your name and phone number.
Last night we got our first look at part of the Las Vegas Lights FC uniform. Well, the team is now unveiling the top half of it.
And a bold shoplifter gets away with hundreds of dollars worth of electronics, and it's all caught on camera. See how she was able to pull it off. Brian.
Well, which do you find more interesting, this dramatic raise up in the temperatures or the dramatic drop? Look at that, down. So warming up before we cool down. I'll show you them both. Who gets the warmest blast, who gets the coldest blast, which neighborhoods in your 13 first word forecast.
And Ken on Chopper 13 to bring you breaking news fast and first.
Time for a look at employment opportunities around the valley from 13 Action News and Nevada Job Connect. There's an opening for a carpenter framer with at least 3 years of experience. Pay starts at $22 an hour. Also an opening for a casino accountant. That job pays $19 an hour. And an opening for an activities coordinator pays $12 an hour. For more information on these jobs and other openings around the valley, just go to ktnv.com/jobs.
Well, love is in the air, and if you're still stumped on what to get your Valentine this year, you may consider adopting an animal. The Animal Foundation is offering a special $14 adoption fee to help find forever homes for dogs 6 months and older and bunnies. The fee includes spay and neuter surgery, vaccinations, and a microchip. The special runs tomorrow through February 14th.
Many parents worry about what will happen to their children if they're suddenly gone, especially if their children won't be able to take care of themselves as adults. Coming up, we'll have more on an organization that's easing a lot of minds.
Plus, we are all trying to avoid getting sick right now, and that means washing our hands frequently. Why some say that you could still walk away with germs that make you sick. Well, a brazen shoplifter probably didn't expect to be caught on camera right here in several parts of a European electronics store. Now, you see the woman stuffing a sound bar down her pants. Then she takes a drone and a speaker all in one trip. Well, the next day she comes back and steals not one, but 2 flat screen TVs and part of an 11-day spree. Eventually, though, police caught up with her. She pleaded guilty and has been sentenced now to 3 years in jail.
That's pretty bold. New at 6, the parents of children with special needs often worry about what'll happen to their child when they're gone. That's where a local organization can help. 13 Action News reporter Nina Porshunkala explains how it's offering some peace of mind.
He has autism and Asperger's. He actually didn't speak till he was 10.
Melanie Bash's son, Matthew, has special needs. She says having her son join New Vista 7 years ago was like an answered prayer.
He's learned skills on how to cook with staff. He's learned how to do his laundry, how to take care of himself, how to take more responsibility.
New Vista is a nonprofit organization that provides homes and support to people with developmental and intellectual disabilities. It also provides services to those who are still living at home with their families.
Pretty much every area of their life we're responsible for, so we ensure that we support them with their budgeting and financial aspects, everything pertaining to their medical care.
New Vista has 22 homes across the valley with almost 130 residents with special needs.
Just because I have a disability doesn't mean I can't do anything.
Roy Ransom is one of them.
As soon as I got into this system, I felt more safe than what I would feel if I was out living with one of my friends or anything like that.
Here, residents do not age out of this system.
Many of our individuals have come to us at very young ages and have been with us up until they ultimately do pass.
Now I have peace of mind that he now can be there the rest of his life and be taken care of and be okay.
Nina Porshunkala, 13 Action News.
Well, tonight, Henderson police need your help to find this man they say robbed a U.S. bank last month. Police say it happened near South Boulder Highway and Major. Police say the man got away with an unknown amount of cash. Nobody was hurt. Well, a Facebook post going viral is raising concerns across the country about hand drying machines. Now, the health warning comes during the height of one of the worst flu seasons in years. Now, this picture comes from a California woman who says she held a Petri dish up to one of these air dryers, and 2 days later, a gross looking collection of fungus and bacteria was seen. She goes on to call for outlawing all hand dryers. Her post has been shared now nearly 500,000 times this past week. But Dyson, the maker of popular hand-drying machines, calls it all misleading. Our ABC sister station in Philadelphia swabbed and tested more than a dozen air dryers, finding all types of bacteria.
Those are organisms that are found in stool specimens, and they can make you very sick.
But doctors add it's still better to use the air dryers than to not wash your hands at all.
Police in Oklahoma are blaming an invisible sheet of ice for causing essentially a demolition derby along a busy highway. It started when a trucker slid off the road, and that set off a chain reaction of accidents. You can see one vehicle after another spinning around and sliding into the guardrails or each other. Fortunately, as bad as all that looks, nobody was seriously hurt.
Now, 13 First Alert weather.
31st alert, we're actually bumping up the temperatures a little bit more, and that's both for the next couple of days and when we get that cool down it won't be as cold, but you will still notice it because we're going to throw in some wind with it as well. Let me show you what's doing today, or what we did today, because certainly we didn't see much in the way of 70s, but we were oh so close in quite a few areas and actually hit that Nellis Air Force Base. So those are your highs today. But let me show you the next few days. We're talking about record and near record numbers. We're calling for 75 for tomorrow, the record 77. You get to Friday, we're calling for 77, the record 78. We're right there on the edge. Saturday's still a warm day. You know, we told you there's changes on the weekend, but they don't really come until Sunday. But later Saturday, we'll get the wind out of it. It just won't be as cold. Certainly, the record, we're planning on beating that with 77. But by Sunday, that cold air swings through with that wind, and look at what we get right there. Forecast high of 68. Beats 65 or 63 like we were calling for next week, but 79 the record. Yeah, that will likely stand. I think you can put some money on that. Go to the books and take my advice on that. 13 First Alert SATRAD picture. We don't have much in the way of cloud cover, but we'll probably see that increase. Computer models, believe it or not, I'm going to throw this out there, just hinting at even just a scant chance of maybe early next week a shower, but I'm not even going to throw that in right now because they've just been waffling back and forth so much. But I just want to mention how volatile our computer models are being right now. Either way, we definitely know we're warming things up before we cool them back down again. 75 will do. So many locations tomorrow will be middle 70s. Overnight low still chilly tonight because of our afternoon highs being, I was about to say so low, but let's just say lower than we've seen of late, but certainly above average. Even those 60s I'm going to show you in the next 7, they're still all above average. So it's still winter and we're getting some wonderful numbers. Upper 70s start off the weekend, end off the week, and then we end off the weekend with those upper 60s. Overnight lows do get into the 50s for a spell, so we warm things up over there.